And we are live. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the one and only WAN Show, where Luke has finally cleaned up his image and I am looking homeless. I have gotten as much worse as Luke has gotten better since last week's show, but
there had to be balance in the universe.
I have an explanation for that, which also has a lot to do with why the show is spectacularly late today. I was busy house painting, okay? I have decided that YouTube is not the life for me anymore, and I want to go back to painting houses.
Gotta go back to university painters.
Yeah, what actually happened is that word got out that I did some painting for Dennis on the weekend. So this was during Dennis's Intel Extreme Tech upgrade, okay? Because I talked about that. So he fed me pad thai, and actually both of us, Yvonne and I, went and painted a couple walls in his house, like accent colors, and he was very pleased with that arrangement, which makes sense because Dennis is a spectacularly cheap individual. But the thing is that, you know, Dennis has actually done a lot for me over the years as well. Like, you know, taken me into his home in Taiwan and shown me around the city, like totally off hours and stuff like that. So from my point of view, it was just like, this is like doing a favor for a friend. This is not like, I actually will paint your house for noodles sort of thing. Anyway, word got out that I will paint people's houses for noodles. And one of our employees, Andy, got it in his head that during his Intel Extreme Tech upgrade, instead of having me build a computer, since he knows how to build a computer, he will build the computer and Linus should just paint his room. So we shot Andy's Extreme Tech upgrade, and he tells me yesterday, he's like, hey, make sure you bring your painting supplies to Intel Extreme Tech upgrade. So I spent the day painting Andy's house, which is why I'm this is why I'm dressed like this. Got my paint shorts on here, and nice. Mounting a TV to his wall. And Andy was the one who actually built the gaming rig. Guys, don't miss this one though, because if you think,
I'm stoked.
I've
liked all of them so far.
They've been great. And if you think Andy got a great deal, let me tell you something. I definitely got him back, because at the end of the video, I straight up break his bed. Like, I'm not talking like I damage it a little bit. I'm talking like two of the beams that make up the bed are now shattered. Completely destroyed.
I don't even know. I don't want to know.
No. You know what? I will tell you, because this video has enough. It's great enough that, and it won't spoil the moment. The moment is an instant classic. So his setup is probably the weirdest one out of everything we've done so far. He's got like this basement, and he wanted to make a man cave. But the thing about Andy is he's like all about that FPS and that like color accuracy, and not so much about like his setup making any sense to anyone other than him. So he's got this, we painted the walls, this like 50% gray, because it's all about like, he wants it to be as color accurate as possible. And then we put this like color accurate 6500 Kelvin bias lighting strip behind the TV to bounce off the gray wall. And then he's got this like special BenQ desk lamp that's like exactly 6500 Kelvin, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, the point is he's got this wall mounted TV, right? And then he's got a bed in front of it. And then like right in front of the TV. And then behind the bed, he's got a desk and a chair. And like the idea, he's like, yeah, so like I'll be like playing video games here, and then my wife could like watch a movie on the couch on the TV. I'm like, what are you talking about? Anyway, the point is, whatever, it makes him happy, and that makes me happy. So anyway, the point is, he blew all his money on like a 65-inch OLED and like an RTX 3080. Like, he went all out, reused a bunch of his old components because he blew all of his budget on this TV and graphics card. And then like there
as one
isn't
does.
even, it's just like a bare concrete floor in the room. So it's like still completely like unfinished basement, except for we painted these two walls and there's like this weird bed in the room. Whatever. It's something. And so anyway, I was like, okay, so that's what you imagine. Ariel's going to be like chilling in the bed or something, watching TV, and you're gaming. So anyway, he's like gaming, but he's actually using the TV. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna watch you play racing games, because he's like really good at racing games, like go-karting. We did a go-karting event back in the before times, before COVID, and you could actually do like work functions. Anyway, we did a thing, and him and Alex Clark just like destroyed everyone. It was a
that makes sense,
nightmare.
to be honest.
It was a nightmare for the rest of us.
Those two and Jake is who I would expect to destroy.
Where we like to be good at things, and then other people show up and are way better than us, and it's a bad time. You know, it was one of those kinds of things. Anyway, the point is, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna watch you play video games. So I like jump into the bed and land on the floor. Like I go right through the bed. Oh, that's some classic IKEA quality right there.
And an interesting part of this story for me is you're not the person to do that. Like you don't exactly weigh a ton.
No, right?
Like that doesn't really line up for me. Like the fact that you jumped on something that has 4 legs and it collapsed is like
it broke hard. Like there's footage. I'm so glad David was rolling. Because there was
just must have been terrible.
There was one moment in the video, unfortunately we weren't rolling on. I was like trying to adjust his Nanoleaf like RGB wall things. And there was like 6 of them in a thing, and I was kind of trying to rotate them all, and they were all stuck on with double-sided tape, right? I knew it was a bit of a gamble, but I was like trying to rotate them like 2 degrees, you know, like just a little bit. And then they all detached at the same time, like started falling down. I'm like, no. David wasn't rolling for that one, but he was rolling for the bed collapse, and I'm so glad. Every once in a while, guys, stuff happens while we're doing these kinds of projects, and the camera's like not rolling, and I'm just like, no, that was primo. It was primo content. Primo.